thank you for being here, and it is with great pleasure that I present to you Biola Youth Theater's June production of the show I've been waiting my whole life to direct, Mary Poppins.
Winds in the east, haze and mist coming in, like something is brewing, about to begin. Can't put me finger on what lies in store, but I feel what's to happen all happened before. A father, a mother, a daughter, a son. The threads of their lives are all raveling undone. Something is needed to twist them as tight as a string you might use when you're flying a kite. Chim 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 Cher-ee, Chim Cher-ee.
Run!
Come back here, little blighters! You've got to do your lessons.
I can't do my lessons. I'm flying a kite.
And you can't make us steer on your nanny.
Boy! Not you two again! Come on home! Boy! Come here!
Good morning, Bets.
Morning, Miss Lark, and how's little Willoughby doing today?
Oh, very well. Thank you, Bets. Little bee.
By Jove, is that the beauteous Miss Lark I spy on the horizon?
Oh, Admiral.
Morning, Admiral, how's it looking?
Dark clouds gathering at number 17, storm warnings overdue.
Of all London's byways where I doffs me cap, this one's the hardest to find on a map. Cherry Tree Lane, as sweet as a song, but for nannies who come here they don't stay for long. Chim 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 Cher-ee, Chim Cher-ee.
Those little beasts have run away from me for the last time.
And who gets stuck with the children with no nanny in the house? Me! That's who!
I've said my say, Mrs. Brill, and that's all I'll say. I'm done with this house forever.
Well, good riddance then. And mind you don't stumble on your way out, dearie.
Katie Nana! Where are you going? Katie Nana!
Katie Nana's gone, and is it any wonder? Driven half demented by your children's pranks.
Do you really think I made another blunder? What on earth am I to say to Mr. Banks? George, dear, I'm feeling so bereft, dear. Another nanny's left, dear. Every nanny goes, we're unlucky, I suppose.
We are never going to find the perfect nanny.
Nonsense! Precision and order! That's all that I ask! The running of our household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants, are all your domain, whilst I remain the sovereign of Cherry Tree Lane. Count! The simple truth is you've engaged 6 nannies in the last 4 months, and they've all been unqualified disasters. A nanny should govern. A nanny should rule. A nanny is a paragon who suffers no fool. Our nannies are stalwart, our children would gain by having such a nanny in Cherry Tree Lane.
Of course, George,
So
but
take
you-
control of situations, show your authority when interviewing staff. You know your role, they know their stations. Efficiency and forethought cut the jobs in half. Briefcase!
I thought Katie Nana would be firm with the children. She always looked so cross.
Winifred, never confuse efficiency with a liver complaint. Umbrella.
If only we could find someone like your old nanny.
I'm afraid that's not realistic, my dear. Few women alive could manage Miss Andrews' standards of efficiency. Besides, we never could afford someone of her caliber.
Precision and order, he was nothing less. It's like an army barracks.
Yes, and we're in the mess.
No wonder the nannies are driven insane. We're living in a madhouse in Cherry Tree Lane.
Now, Winifred, if you do want to please me...
Oh, you know I do, George.
Very well. Then place an advertisement in the Times stating that Jane and Michael Banks require the best possible nanny at the lowest possible wage.
We beg him off before they make another mistake.
I would stress that the nanny be firm.
What's that you're holding, dear?
We've written our own advertisements.
What on earth does that even mean?
Please, George. I think we should hear it.
Now, Winifred, none of your theatrics.
It won't hurt to listen.
Wanted a nanny for 2 adorable children.
Adorable. Well, that's debatable, I must say.
If you want this choice position, have a cheery disposition, rosy cheeks, new warts.
That's the part I put in.
Play games, all sorts. You must be kind, you must be witty, very sweet and fairly pretty.
Full of all ridiculous qualities.
Please.
Take us on outings, give us treats.
Sing songs, bring sweets. Never be cross or cruel, never feed us castor oil or gruel.
Blah!
Love us as a son and daughter,
And never smell a barley water.
I bet that bit in too.
if you won't scold and dominate us, we will never give you cause to hate us. We won't hide your spectacles so you can't see.
Put out in your bed or pepper in your tea.
Hurry, Nanny, many thanks, sincerely, Jane
And Michael,
Banks.
Well, that's quite enough Tommy Rock for one day. Will you please go upstairs and let me get to work?
We were only trying to help.
It won't help anyone to make me late. And where's my hat?
George, dear.
Hat!
I heard you put it down here.
Hat?
I'm sure a bowler hat can simply disappear.
You think they'll find a nanny who
There it is.
doesn't run
He's
away?
brushed it with boot polish! Precision and order, that's all that I ask. The running of a household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants, are all your domain. Whilst I remain the sovereign, mind you use the day well.
You remain the sovereign.
At 6 o'clock sharp.
He remains the sovereign.
On Cherry Tree
Good morning.
Yes.
I've come in answer to the advertisement.
What advertisement? We haven't placed any advertisement.
George and Winifred Banks live here, do they not?
Mr. and Mrs. Banks live here, yes.
And you are looking for a nanny.
Well, I suppose...
Very well then. Now, let's see. Play games all sorts, which I most certainly can. Take us on outings, give us treats.
Michael, it's our advertisement.
Rosy cheeks and fairly pretty. There's no objection on that score, I hope.
Oh, none at all.
I'm glad to hear it.
But oh, why don't you take it up with Mrs. Banks? She manages all that side of things. Nothing domestic has anything to do with me. And don't forget the references.
I make it a rule never to give references.
But I thought it was usual.
A very old-fashioned idea to my mind. The best people never acquire them now.
I see. You will have every third Thursday evening off from 5 until 9.
The best people give every second Wednesday from 6 till 8, Mom, and that is what I shall take.
Oh, I see. Well, it's all settled then.
As long as I'm satisfied. I'll see the children now, thank you.
Of course, you'll find they're very nice children.
You can't catch me!
Yes, I can.
No, you cannot!
Now, this is... Oh,
Mary Poppins. Jane, don't stare. And close your mouth, Michael. We are not a cod fish. Best foot forward. Spitboard.
I get stuck all the work when the nanny's late.
Mrs. Brill,
I don't know what to.
we have a new nanny.
She passed her interview then.
Or I did.
Very tidy, I must say. Tidier than I was expecting. Who's responsible for that?
Mrs.
Me.
Brill, I am. I like to keep things neat.
Do you indeed? Well, I look forward to making use of that. If there's one thing I appreciate, it's a child whose word I can depend on. Who's he when he's at home?
That's Valentine. He's mine.
From the look on his face, I'm not sure he'd agree with you.
He's just a doll, and I don't want to play with him now.
Treat him like that, and he might not want to play with you. Now, first things first. I always say the proper place to hang a hat is on a hat stand.
There's nothing in it.
We'd better keep an eye on this one. She's tricky.
Mary Poppins, how could you know what we wanted in a nanny when we made our list?
Your list? I am not an item in a weekly shop. Thank you very much.
How did you come then? It was as if the wind just blew you here.
It did. Now, stand over there. Just as I thought. A noisy, mischievous, troublesome little boy.
You're making that up. A noisy, mischievous, trouble.
Now you. Thoughtless, short-tempered, and untidy.
I don't believe you. Let me see.
By the time the wind has blown, the weather vane around, I'll show you if I can. No matter what the circumstance, for one thing I'm renowned. My character is spit, spot, spick, and span.
What about your measurement, Mary Poppins?
I'm practically perfect in every way.
Practically perfect.
So people say, each virtue virtually knows no bound. Each trait is great and patently sound. I'm practically perfect from head to toe. If I had a fault, it would never dare to show. I'm so practical. civil kind. I suffer no nonsense, and whilst I remain, there's nothing else I feel I need explain. I'm practically perfect in every way. Practically perfect, that's my forte. Uncanny nannies are hard to find. Unique yet weak, unspeakably kind. I'm practically perfect, not slightly soiled. Running like an engine that's just been freshly oiled. I'm so practically perfect in every way. Well, those are my credentials. Perhaps you have a few questions.
Not temperamental,
Never.
not grouchy or gruff.
The very thought.
Will you stay tender when the going gets tough?
Quite the contrary.
Do you read stories without a big fuss?
Or have objections to playing with us?
Oh, I like games, but I choose them.
That's not fair.
Some minor improvements may not go amiss, but at all times you must remember this.
You're practically perfect in every way.
I guarantee.
Practically perfect. We hope you'll stay.
There's eyes on me. Each virtue virtually knows no bound. Each trait is great.
And patently sound.
Patently sound. Spit spot. Jane. Dollhouse, please. I'll take my telescope. Thank you.
Fair.
I didn't say I was fair. I said I was practically perfect, and here's my aim. By the time I leave here, you both will be the same. You'll be practically perfect.
Practically perfect.
We will be practically perfect in every Best foot forward. Spit sport.
Chim chimani, chim chimani, chim chim cheroo. I does what I likes, and I likes what I do. Today I'm a scriver, and as you can see, a scriver's an artist of highest degree. And it's all me own work, from me own memory.
Oh, lummy, not these again.
Oh, come on, Mr. Parkkeeper. It's just me pictures like it always is. There's no harm in 'em.
Ah, I'll be the judge of that. This is my park, and I say you're interfering with the public railing. I want to remove this. That is, just you watch it. That's all. Just you watch it.
Stay right where you are. I know that silhouette anywhere. Mary Poppins.
It's nice to see you, Bert.
Well, I must say, you do look swell.
How does he know you? He can't know you. You've only just arrived.
I was not born 1 minute before I walked into your house, Michael Banks. Have you met these two, Bert?
I've seen him running about, chasing a kite.
It isn't a real kite.
Now, what are we up to?
Mary Poppins is a game. It's called A Walk in the Park.
Some game